50 gon' shoot, just need you to drive. Got hit 20 times, how the fuck you survive? Watching old fake page, how the nigga gon' live. A lot of these niggas just talk on slide.
Hey, I fuck with VonOff1700. Him and Q50 need to drop that song, bro. But yes, sir, we're gonna be reacting to Insider Hotspot. You know, they come with the heat, with them bangers. This video is jail time on deck for VonOff1700. 1700 ways to not shut up. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, Insider Hotspot, you sound like a hater from the title, but it's all right. We're gonna go ahead and see what this video got into it. I'm assuming it's gonna get into if Von a real street killer dude or is he faking or whatever. I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? I just like the music. You don't gotta be doing that shit, you feel what I'm saying? But let's get into it. Like and subscribe.
1700, man, how you doing?
I'm doing decent. Houston overrated us though.
Everybody's talking about you right now. Does it even feel real?
I'll be feeling, I don't really be knowing what I be doing for real. Like, well, I was just dissing people, and then my mama real known in the city and shit. So everybody was calling her phone like, oh, your son just said this in his song and and she thought the whole world was trying to And I guess whoever had the car, they was out of the car. It was like 4 on the car. And then they tried to charge me with the 4. I was in the station for like 3 days, but when they found out they didn't have enough evidence on me, they just charged me with a possession of a stolen motor vehicle and shit. I don't rap. I do a lot of other shit too. Like when money get involved with stuff like that.
You're telling me you're an assassin?
No, I'm not telling you nothing.
Oh, okay, but you're kind of like hinting at it.
We are going to.
Okay.
Now tell me how. What they gonna say? Just because I said I'm gonna.
Okay, that in that interview was crazy. Him saying we are killing the ops, me, we, us, team, we are killing their ass. That is crazy. That was insane snitching right there.
Right.
Hey yo, squad, what's the drill?
Yeah.
Back with another video, man. The Chicago drill scene is where hip-hop meets hell in a big way. In other words, any rapper that's a part of that community gotta be on demon time. But what if I told you there's a rapper out there that looks straight like a teacher's pet, but still spits some of the hardest bars around and has allegedly been tied to a body or two? Speculations that he himself has contributed to, whether he realizes it or not. His name is VonOff1700. And his name has been buzzing like crazy online. He's talented with the bars, no doubt, but as usual, it appears another rapper could fall victim to another case of art imitating life a little too closely. So just who is VonOff1700? We gonna find out. So without further ado, let's skip the play and get down to business. The man we know as VonOff1700 began his story as Davon Meeks. Born on April 22nd, 2003, Meeks grew up surrounded by the gang issues of Chicago's West Side.
Y'all calling us, we look like we steal?
I'm not saying you look like you steal. We're just trying to avoid an opportunity where
He looked like he steal. This nigga right here look like if you leave a bag of chips on the table, that shit gonna be gone. Like he looked like he steal for sure.
one could steal, and this building is so big that we try to like kind of sequester different groups of people to different sides.
We don't like We don't like.
So basically, yes, I'm afraid you're gonna steal something.
We don't like.
Despite that, he doesn't seem to have experienced any direct trauma during his childhood. If the guy saw something that haunts him, he keeps it locked up tight, which is probably how he survived all that time in the first place. But just like any kid that grows up seeing banging in the streets from day one, it was only a matter of time before the streets changed him for good. After a pretty decent childhood, Von started getting in with the bad crowd in his teen years.
17, 16, then I got outside. When I got outside, it was like, you outside now, like you gotta have some money in your pocket. So I started doing little side shit. Not no major crazy shit.
Yeah, just to get by?
Yeah.
He decided to drop out of school early on, and this meant he had a lot of time on his hands. And for a kid with Von's energy, you already know what was coming next, a life of crime.
You know, they always say that I early in 9th grade. Then that's when I finally clicked in, like, yeah, school ain't it.
What you do in 9th grade?
I just was tweaking, skipping school, skipping classes. So I think my GPA was like a 0.3 or something like that.
It's not like he had much of a choice though. Gangs ruled the streets back then, just like they do now. If you want to survive, you gotta pick a side or just hope that you don't get caught in the crossfire. Von wanted to take control of his life. The Toss gang controlled the area he was from, Block 1700, all the way up to North Avenue. They were also the most hated gang in Chicago, according to some. You might be wondering, how does a kid join the gang in the first?
I think what's called 051 the most hated in Chicago. I could have sworn that's what it was. That's what I was told. 051.
Well, for starters, Chicago just became a much more area around the time that Von became a teenager. Gangs started to gain more power, and that sense of community that protected Von when he was a youngin' just disappeared.
You could change about Chicago, what would it be?
I always say this, the broke, dirty, hating ass niggas, cause they the reason the shit is what it is. Like, it be the niggas who f this shit up. Like, niggas wanna get into it over goofy shit. Like, it's all goofy niggas, hating, goofy, dirty, broke, starving, gang banging ass niggas that's doing this shit.
And on top of that, Von lost one of his best friends to an overdose. And do you really know the saddest part? The kid was given fake substances, so he didn't even know what he was taking when he lost his life. All of this left Von with some really deep trauma. Joining the gang gave him a sense of community. It made him feel safe in the cruel streets where nothing was sacred. Of course, this don't mean that Von and his boys were all business all the time. For fun, him and his boys used to boost cars and sell them for the low for like $800 and have to split it amongst themselves. So to make more money, they had to boost more cars and it became like an addiction for them.
Like, we had it's both, like a jump in where we'd just get your shit together, and that's our shit. Like,
And just drive around the city.
Yeah, until we find a sale for it. Take a picture of it, send it to like the random people who be buying the cars and shit, and then pop that. And we selling them for cheap, like.
But more importantly, Von started taking music seriously around this stage. In 2020, VonOff1700 made his first big steps into establishing a rap career, and nothing was ever the same after that. When his debut track Walk Down came out, he became the biggest SoundCloud hit of the year. This was just the beginning though. Von had a lot to say, and he knew just how to say it. His gritty lyrics didn't shy away from telling it how it was. He painted a picture of the streets that didn't cover up any of the real ish going on. The man talked about deceased homies like it was his purpose in life, but he got his point across in a way that people can relate. His penmanship transcribed straight fire to the page, and his angry, bitter, calculated delivery sent each bar to the ears like a nuclear missile hitting a bullseye. A couple years later, Von really made it big, and he had a solid following on SoundCloud, and he was still a few steps away from his massive fan base getting bigger. 2022 was the year things changed, and he got kicked into high gear.
Crazy. Now, when I got out, I dropped Free Brick. That go up, that like 300K. Then New Year's come, I shot on deck. That did $1 million in like 2 weeks. And then from then, it just been all foot on the gas.
That was when he took a Gucci Mane song called On.
I fuck with that song. That was my first time getting put onto Von, hearing that On Deck remix. But he just did a song with Q50 from Bloodhound, right? He's done a few songs with him, I've been seeing. But don't he fuck with DSG also? Or DCG? He did a few songs with them. Aren't they like into it with Bloodhound? Dissing Jeff and everything? I don't know how the politics on that shit work.
Remixed it and uploaded it to his YouTube channel. The song racked up millions of views and brought him a brand new audience hungry to hear what more he had to say. Von had changed the song up just enough to make his own creativity shine through, especially with the brand new bars he added on top. But he also paid tribute to Gucci Mane in a really big way. Other rappers noticed this bright, mega-talented kid. All of a sudden, stars like Lil Durk and Future started sharing Von work with their own fans. His audience was growing by the minute, and a record deal was just around the corner.
And is this 0 to 100, bro? You're out of here. Like, top 10 on the charts. Everybody's listening to your music. My nephew's happy I'm interviewing you right now. Sexy Red's bumping your shit. Everybody's talking about you right now. Does it even feel real?
But this is where things got a little bit funny.
Goddamn, we didn't hear him answer. What you show us him asking the question? What? Come on.
You know he started to get a little hate when he broke onto the scene because people started dissing him, saying he looked like a daggone accountant.
Nah, bro is ugly as hell. Like, bro do look like a water fish. Like a billy goat, but like the water type. Like, a land sea pony or a land pufferfish. Yeah, along those
Well as a
lines.
couple of cartoon characters. But yo, an incident in 2023 showed that he wasn't just stunting when he talked about his side, allegedly. It all went down on July 26, 2023. A guy named Antoine Benoit pulled up to a gas station in Chatham at about 4 in the afternoon when a bunch of guys jumped out of a black Dodge Durango and started firing at him.
July 26th. So you see the three people there. They get out of that Dodge Durango, that all-black car. They a 31-year-old man by the name of Anton Benoit.
It's a miracle that the bullets didn't start an explosion. Unfortunately, the miracle didn't do nothing for Anton. He fell to the ground, and if he wasn't gone already, his assailants, running him over as they made their getaway, certainly finished the job.
He was just standing in the parking lot of the Shell station, and then after they shot him, they ran over him with the car.
What does this have to do?
I'm not gonna lie. I've been seeing speculation that was him in the video because of what the dude was wearing and shit like that, right? But if that was him, he's going to jail. He's going down for that shit. If that was him, 100%. If it wasn't, because I've been hearing there's like two separate different references to somebody getting killed at a gas station, but that one has a video for it, the other one doesn't. So they trying to say that was him. I don't think it was him. At least not that one. But if it is, and they got that video, and everybody's saying it was him, and he's taking all that in and feeding off of it, he's gonna go to jail. 100%. Then he's on these interviews talking about we killing their ass, we this, we don't ride in Durangos, this and that. You're going to jail, bro. Y'all gotta get smarter.
You
bro.
ask? It might just have everything to do with him, and there's no official word on this, no confirmation that could prove things either way, but I'll just say this. Von hasn't exactly tried to distance himself from the area or the incident. In fact, it seems like he's trying to take credit for the whole thing. For starters, surveillance videos caught the shooters wearing a very specific type of fit. You know, that black hoodie type of vibe. You get me? Now get this. Von posted a photo of himself wearing pretty much the exact same clothes. What's even crazier is that the shooters look like he's wearing glasses that look exactly like Von's. The homie's famous for wearing nerdy frames, so this was pretty hard to miss.
Do you feel like the glasses really helped you? Because people have this thing where I see so many comments where people say you look like the dude off Arthur.
Yeah.
You look like the dude off Proud Family.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people think that you're just square. You're not really about that life. So that's another interesting thing that makes people just want to dig in even more. How much credit do you give your glasses?
Von later went on No Jumper and straight up.
Okay, Sean, that's a dumbass question. What do you mean? How much credit do I give my glasses for my success?
He was unaliving his ops.
We is in the ops for.
See,
I don't
this
get
right
no.
here.
We is they ass for. So tell them we is them for. That's what we doing to the ops.
This nigga look like Damo. If you know, you know.
When they look at us, yes.
But when you say we, you're not saying that you personally want to be involved in anything like this, right?
We team,
Like, what
whatever
is he
you want to call it. We is kill.
He followed this by listing cars he liked to steal and very specifically said that he don't mess with Dodge Durangos no more. Coincidence? Maybe, maybe not. But Von's not being subtle about it either way.
Make it easy for
A
the
few
police.
months passed by and Von released a song called Flame Out that made it even more obvious that he was the culprit. He talked about watching an op stopping for gas and taking him out on camera, which is about as straight of a confession as you can make. Other lyrics talked about him using a Draco and a 45 to do the job. As it turns out, these were the exact same pieces used in the shooting. Now, some folks are saying it's all talk. They're saying Von's just trying to make a name for himself, but is that really what he's doing here? Is he really tying himself to a body just for clout? All the specifics he's mentioning make it seem like he's actually the mastermind, so it's hard to tell. But you gotta admit, bruh's got a rep for stunting. He got a mouth on him, and some folks think that he's not exactly the stone cold gangster type that he makes himself out to be. Instead, he might just be an epic troll that's got us all fooled. Now, when a brother like this start running his mouth about his body count, you best believe that the fellas he's beefing with will come out of the woodworks. Maybe that's why Z Money came on No Jumper himself to call Von out for his goofy antics.
Are you saying that? You're basically telling me that no, of course, Adam, I wouldn't actually do any of this, so therefore I can rap about it.
We are going to ass.
Okay.
Now tell me how. What they gonna say? Just because I said I'm gonna them?
Right.
Z Money said that Von's a fraud, and he pointed out a few things that make him seem like a fake gangster.
Agent Dollar whoop his ass. You can go to the nearest 8th grade elementary school, and go pick out
Isn't this the dude that got money from like a pastor planting his booty or something? Like as a kid, he got like a settlement check. I've heard about this dude.
and tell him go whoop on my homie. Shorty is Shorty is a goofy, man. Shorty is I can't even take him serious. Like,
Von obviously wasn't going to take this line down, so he went on social media to call Z Money out for suing a pastor that assaulted him.
Who?
Z Money.
Yeah, goofy.
I haven't seen him on the scene in a minute.
Don't nobody. Yeah, he's not even. Don't even.
That ain't a good look for sure, but some might say that Z Money fired the first shot. This still doesn't change how much confusion it creates around the case though. All we know for sure is that VonOff1700 has enough clout to make people talk about this. All it took was a single new track, and suddenly people are either convinced that he's a real G, or they're working overtime to prove him wrong. After signing with a record label in 2023, Von's been on the rise in a big way. He still has a lot of work to do in the game, but he has a hell of a start, and he could be one of Chicago's most prominent stars. He just gotta focus on the music, stay smart, stay alert, and stay real. I'm out, y'all.
W vid. I fuck with the vid. I fuck with that vid. That was a W vid. Yeah, I mean, bruh, I fuck with Von, but all the self-snitching and shit, he gotta cut that out. He gotta cut the self-snitching out, for real. But that's the end of that video. That's gonna be the last video for today. We're gonna get back on to the consistent uploading tomorrow, not missing a day. You know what I'm saying? Trying to go 2 weeks strong, 2 uploads every day. Like, comment, subscribe, DM me on Instagram, comment underneath this video. Let me know what y'all want me to react to next. We are gone.